The forest path is fading into shadow. When I realise I've misjudged the distance to Rockhaven. No town, no inn, just trees and the sinking sun. My feet ache and worry prickles my spine. Then, through the trees, I spot a small campfire. I approach cautiously. A man sits beside it, tending a pot. He's older, maybe late 50s, with kind eyes, and his blonde hair is peppered with loads of grey. It's a pretty grey, almost white. "Excuse me," I say softly. I've miscalculated the distance between towns. It's already getting dark and unsafe to continue travelling. Would you mind if I share your camp tonight? I promise I won't be any trouble. It's just safer for a girl to not be alone at night, you know? He looks up, surprised. When he sees me, his brows raise. A goblin? A goblin girl? Travelling alone? He quickly regains his composure. "Oh, sure, that's fine. The fire doesn't mind sharing its warmth. So, where are you headed?" "Rockhaven," I say. "Rockhaven? That's where I'm going too. We could travel together if you'd like. Makes a journey less boring if you have company to talk to, yeah? So, my new travelling companion, what's your name?" "Dawn," I say. He smiles. "Henry, you're welcome to share the fire. I have stew." I sit, the warmth already easing my worry. He hands me a bowl. We eat quietly, the forest settling into night sounds around us. "So, what's your business in Rockhaven?" he asks. "Looking for work, and maybe a home," I admit, "a place that fits." He nods like he understands. "I'm delivering silks. After that, well, it depends on what my contacts need next." Our eyes meet across the fire. Something unspoken passes between us, two travellers with unclear futures. This trip just became much more interesting. The morning sun filters through the trees as Henry packs his cart. I'm rolling my bedroll, trying to be helpful, but mostly tangling myself in it. "Need a hand?" he asks, his eyes dancing with amusement. "Goblin grace," I mutter, extricating myself. He shows me how to tie it properly. His hands are weathered but gentle. "So, Rockhaven, how long were you planning to stay?" "I hadn't thought that far ahead," I admit. "Just needed to get there first." He nods, considering. "Well, the road's safer with company. If you don't mind travelling at merchant's pace." "Merchant's pace?" "Slow. Lots of stops. Talking to people." He grins. "But the food's usually better than road rations." I beam. "I can cook." "Can you now?" He looks intrigued. "Maybe I'll let you cook for us tonight then. Just don't poison me, please," he says with a mischievous grin and wink. We fall into an easy rhythm, him handling the cart, me scouting ahead. At our first stop, a small village, he sells a few bolts of silk while I chat with locals. I learn things he'd never hear. Who needs what? Who's trustworthy? That evening, as we make camp again, he watches me prepare dinner. "You're good at this," he says. "At what?" people, you connect. I shrug, stirring the pot. Goblins are natural listeners. He's quiet for a moment, just watching me. Then he says, "You know, most merchants travel alone, or with guards, never with a goblin? A partner." His voice is soft. "I think I could use one of those." "You did say you were looking for work, right?" "Although a merchant's life is mobile, never in one place long. Think you could handle it?" My heart does a little flip. "Even if that partner reorganizes your silk inventory by colour?" He laughs. "Especially then. Makes it easier to find things." I beam, feeling warmth spread through my chest. This journey just keeps getting more and more interesting. The next few days are pure magic. I start reorganizing his inventory by colour, because everything looks prettier that way. I also somehow manage to find a tear in the canvas he missed. Henry calls me his goblin blessing, and my heart flutters. At a tavern stop, a drunk patron gets handsy with me. Henry's there before I can even react, firm but polite, the way only someone who's seen the world can be. "That's enough. She's with me," he says, and something about the way he says it makes my heart race. That night by the fire, I catch him watching me. Not just watching, studying. Like I'm a map he's trying to read. "You keep looking at me like that," I say, stirring our dinner, "and I'll think you've lost your wits." He smiles and chuckles. "Just pondering the luck of random encounters," he says. I blush, wondering if he means me. Does he think meeting me was lucky? Could he? I feel a warmth envelop me unexpectedly. The journey to Rockhaven takes 2 weeks. By the time we see the city walls, I've learned his stories, his habits, the way he smiles when he's truly happy. And he's learned that I hum when I cook, have a tendency to organize things by colour, and that I often get into slips, trips and tangles that I call Goblin Grace. I bounce in my seat, golden eyes sparkling. Rockhaven bustles around us as Henry leads his cart through the merchant district. The silks draw admiring glances. Rich purples, deep blues, shimmering golds. He stops at a shop with a painted sign. Alistair's Exotic Imports. "Stay close," Henry whispers to me. Alistair can be particular. Alistair, a portly man with a magnificent moustache, greets Henry warmly until he sees me. His expression shifts. "Henry, you didn't mention bringing—" "She's with me," Henry says firmly. "My partner, Dawn." Alistair's eyebrows shoot up. "Partner?" Henry nods. She's already spotted a tear in the canvas I'd missed. Organised my inventory better than I ever have too. Alistair studies me, then Henry, then back to me. Interesting timing. I have a new commission. Mooncap mushrooms and silver moss from the Whisperwood. The apothecaries pay handsomely, but humans can't navigate those woods safely. I straighten. Goblins can. Yes, Alistair says slowly. That's the point. Henry looks at me. I beam. Pack your bags, Henry says. We're going to the Whisperwood. Alistair calls after us. Be careful. That forest has Oddities, trees that move, paths that change. Henry nods, already moving. Then it's a blessing I have dawn. We pack quickly. Bedrolls, rations, lanterns. Henry's cart stays behind. This is a journey on foot. I tuck my favourite romance novel into my pack, just in case. Ready? Henry asks. Always, I say, though my heart races. The Whisperwood looms ahead, dark and foreboding. Somewhere inside, rare mushrooms and silver moss await. And somewhere beyond that, a future neither of us quite expected. Two travellers, one path forward, together. The road to Whisperwood winds through rolling hills. We travel lighter now. No cart, just packs. Henry sets a steady pace, but I catch him watching me when he thinks I'm not looking. When we camp for the night, we talk for hours before going to bed, learning more about one another. It feels like we're getting closer. Henry's eyes are so warm when he looks at me. I find myself feeling warm inside in response. Not sure exactly where this is leading, but it's comfortable. Very comfortable. On the second night, we're gathering firewood when I trip over a root. Henry's there to catch me, steadying me before I fall. His hand lingers on my arm a moment too long, and our eyes meet. Goblin Grace, I stutter, my cheeks glowing pink. Getting predictable, he teases, but his voice is soft and warm. We share the fire, closer than before. He tells me about his daughter, grown and married now. I tell him about my grandmother's warnings about human men, warnings I clearly ignored. We laugh. There are sparks in the air around us. They aren't love yet, just possibility. The Whisperwood looms closer, dark and full of promise. The morning light filters through the trees as we pack up camp. Henry is quiet today, focused. When we reach the edge of the Whisperwood, he stops. The forest ahead is wrong. Trees twist like they're in pain. Mist curls around trunks. Paths shift when you're not looking. Remember, Henry says. Stay close. The woods play tricks, make you see things that aren't there, hear things that aren't real. I nod, my goblin senses already on alert. The mushrooms we're after grow near water. I can smell them, earthy, like rain on stone. He looks at me with something like wonder. You can smell them from here? Goblin blood, I say, and his expression softens. Good, he says. I trust you. Those 3 words hang between us. I meet his eyes, and for a moment, everything else fades. Then I grin. Don't worry, I'll keep you from wandering into any carnivorous trees. He laughs, tension breaking. Lead the way, partner. We step into the Whisperwood together, determination in our eyes. I lead Henry through the Whisperwood, my senses guiding us past shifting paths and whispering trees. The stream appears suddenly, silver water over dark stones. And there they are, moon-cap mushrooms, glowing faintly in the shadows of the trees, following the stream like soldiers in formation. We work together, gathering them carefully. Henry's hands brush mine as we reach for the same mushroom. We pause, eyes meeting. The forest seems to hold its breath. "Goblin blood," he says softly. "Merchant's luck," I reply. We pull back, but the impact of the moment isn't lost on us. Then I spot the silver moss, high on a rocky outcrop, shimmering like starlight. As we reach the outcrop, Henry looks up, purses his lips, then bends down, offering me a boost up. I grin, stepping onto his hands and grab the moss, but lose my balance. He catches me, pulling me close against his chest. We're both breathing fast. "Got it?" he whispers. I nod, not trusting my voice. Moss in hand, mission complete. But something else has just begun. The first night we make camp earlier than usual. Henry seems thoughtful, quiet. While I cook, I catch him watching me. Not just watching, but seeing me. "Dawn," he says suddenly. "When we first met, you said you were looking for a job and maybe a home." I nod, stirring the pot. "I've been travelling for 20 years, he continues. "Never stayed anywhere longer than a month. But this past week or so..." He trails off. I look up. He's moved closer now. "This past week or so, I've felt more at home than ever," he finishes softly. "My mother always told me home isn't a where, it's a who. I think I understand what she meant now." My breath catches. Me too. He reaches out, tucking a strand of my copper hair behind my ear. "Is that crazy?" "No," I whisper. "It's perfect." We don't kiss that night, but we sit by the fire, our shoulders touching until the embers die. The final night before Rockhaven. We've been quiet all day, both feeling something building between us. At camp, Henry pulls out a small bundle from his pack, a silk scarf, deep emerald green. "For you," he says. "I noticed you kept touching the green silks." I take it, my heart racing. "Henry..." "Let me finish," he interrupts gently. "When we get back to Rockhaven, Alistair will pay us well for the herbs. But after that..." He takes a deep breath. "I don't want to travel alone anymore." I look up at him, my golden eyes searching his. "Come with me," he says simply. "Not just as a partner for one job, as my partner, in everything." The words hang between us like magic. I feel tears prick my eyes. "You want me to travel with you? Forever?" "Or as close to forever as we can get," he whispers. "Dawn, this thing between us, it's not just sparks anymore." I nod, unable to speak. He steps closer, his hand cupping my face. "I love you," he says. "I think I have since you reorganized my inventory by colour." I laugh through my tears. "I love you too, since you caught me tripping over that root on the first day." He kisses me then, deep and sure, like he's been waiting his whole life for this moment. I melt into it, my arms winding around his neck. When we finally pull apart, he rests his forehead against mine. "So," he whispers, "what do you say?" I beam. I say we have a lot more roads to travel together. He kisses me again, and I realise something. I came to Rockhaven looking for a job, and maybe a home. I found it in a travelling merchant's heart. The next morning we reach Rockhaven. Alistair's eyes go wide when he sees our hall. Perfect mooncap mushrooms, pristine silver moss. You did it, both of you. Henry and I exchange a glance, our fingers intertwined. Alistair pays handsomely. Henry divides the coin, but I push my share back. We're partners now, I say. One pouch. Henry smiles and agrees, his eyes full of warmth. One pouch. We leave Rockhaven that afternoon, not as merchant and hired help, but as partners in everything. The road stretches ahead, endless, full of promise. As we walk, Henry takes my hand. "Where to next?" he asks. I smile up at him. "Wherever you are." And that's how a goblin girl searching for a home found it in a travelling merchant's heart. The end. Thank you so much for listening to my story. It means everything to me. I hope to see you for the next one. Goodbye.